All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another digital sleepover.
Yeah, welcome back.
I was thinking it's so great to have everyone back here with us.
It is. It's always fun.
And you know what I think we should do first?
What's that?
I think we should tell all of our new listeners
Yes,
to go back and check out some of our past deep dives.
definitely.
Because, we have a whole bunch of really interesting content on this channel.
We really do cover so many interesting topics.
And today's topic is something that I think pretty much everybody can relate
Yeah.
to in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's how those virtual friendships,
You're
how they go from just online to like real friendships.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the likes and follows, but
Yeah.
like real connections that start online,
Yeah,
that turn into something like genuinely meaningful.
that's really interesting to think about.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you realize just how many
Yeah.
truly meaningful relationships
Mhm.
start and exist entirely in the digital realm.
The internet is a powerful place for that.
It really is.
Absolutely.
So our mission for this deep dive is pretty simple.
All right. I like simple.
We're going to share some personal stories,
Okay, love that.
maybe some funny ones, maybe some slightly awkward ones,
Right?
but definitely relatable ones, I think.
Right.
And we're also going to give some helpful tips.
Oh, yeah, the practical stuff.
Practical stuff, yeah, exactly.
Love it.
And we'll even sprinkle in some of the research that shows
Okay.
just how these digital bonds
Yeah.
can go from, screen deep to heart deep.
Okay, great.
So let's just start by defining what we mean when we say virtual friendships.
Sure. So, at its core, I think of virtual friendship
Yeah.
is a relationship that begins and mainly develops
Yeah.
in digital spaces online.
Yeah.
So think of like the bonds you form
Okay.
when you're playing online games
Yeah.
or, the connections you make
Yeah.
in specific communities on social media or even, the friendships that you build on professional networking sites.
I like that.
But what I find really interesting is that
Yeah.
they can provide real emotional support
Yeah. That's always
and a
been-
real sense of community.
Right.
Just like the friendships that we have in person.
It's like finding your tribe online.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just about exchanging memes or funny videos.
Right.
Although, those are important too.
Absolutely.
But it's also about having someone you can talk to
Yes.
after you've had like a really rough day.
Yes.
Or someone who celebrates your wins with you.
That's right.
Or even just someone who gets your
Yes.
weird sense of humor.
It's so important.
It is. And I think it's really fascinating that
Yeah.
so many of these connections are happening online now.
Yeah. It's a huge shift.
It is a huge shift.
Yeah.
So what do you think is driving this growth in virtual friendships?
Well, I think there are a few different things at play.
Okay.
First, the rise of remote work. A lot of people are working from home now,
Right.
and they're interacting with colleagues online.
Totally.
And that can lead to friendships.
Okay.
And then there's social media,
Social media, of course.
These platforms give us these huge online spaces
Yeah.
to connect with people who share our interests.
Yes.
And, we can't forget about online gaming.
Oh, yeah. Online gaming is huge.
It creates these really tight-knit communities
Yeah.
because you're working together, towards common goals.
Yeah. And you're sharing these experiences.
Exactly.
That can be really intense.
Totally.
And there are so many articles out there about these trends.
There are publications like Wired and TechCrunch.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about these evolving social trends online.
Right. And even in the academic world,
Oh, yeah.
there are social psychology journals
Absolutely.
that are really delving into
Yeah.
the human behavior behind these shifts.
It's a fascinating area of study.
It really is. And you know what? I have personally made some really strong friendships
Oh, wow.
through online gaming.
That's awesome.
It's amazing because when you're,
Yeah.
you're trying to defeat a boss together
Right.
or you're celebrating a victory,
Absolutely.
it creates this real sense of camaraderie.
Oh, yeah. You're in the trenches together.
You really are.
You're
one.
bonding over these shared experiences.
Exactly. And so beyond just being convenient,
Yeah.
what are some of the actual benefits
Okay, yeah.
that these digital relationships can bring to our lives?
Well, I think one of the biggest benefits
Yeah.
is that they can help people who are feeling isolated.
Yeah.
Maybe they live in a remote area.
Right.
Or maybe they have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just have very specific interests
Yeah.
that are hard to find people who share in person.
Right.
And there's actually research that shows this, like
Yeah.
in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships.
Mm.
And on Psychology Today,
I've seen those articles.
they talk about how online communities Yeah.
can provide real emotional support
That's so important.
and help people become more resilient.
It's like finding your people even if they're not physically near you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because sometimes
Yeah.
the anonymity of the internet can actually help people
Oh, yeah.
who might be shy or have trouble with in-person interactions
Right.
to open up and connect with others.
Like it lowers the stakes a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that can lead to these surprisingly deep bonds.
Yeah, because you're connecting on a deeper level
Exactly.
based on shared values or interests
That's right.
without the pressure of,
Yeah,
all the social cues and stuff that can be overwhelming.
absolutely.
But okay, so we've talked about the good stuff.
Yeah.
But there has to be like a flip side, right?
Well, yeah, there are some potential downsides.
Okay, so lay it on me. What are some of the challenges?
Well, I think one of the big ones is miscommunication.
Oh, yeah.
When you're communicating online,
Right.
you don't have those nonverbal cues. Yeah, you can't see someone's body language
Exactly.
or hear the tone of their voice.
Right, so it's easy to misinterpret things.
And that can lead to misunderstandings
Oh, for sure.
and hurt feelings and all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely. And another challenge is digital fatigue.
Yeah,
Being constantly connected
I feel that.
can be really draining.
It can be so overwhelming.
It really can. And then there's the risk of forming only superficial connections.
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about that.
You can have hundreds of online friends,
Right.
but still feel really lonely.
It's like the quantity versus quality thing.
Exactly.
So how do we move past those surface-level interactions online?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, like how do we make those virtual friendships really genuine?
Well, I think the key is to be intentional.
Okay, I like that.
And there are a few things you can do.
Okay, hit me with those tips.
Okay, so the first one is to engage deeply.
Engage deeply.
Okay. Instead of just passively consuming content
Right.
or liking posts,
Yeah.
actually start conversations.
Okay.
Share your own thoughts and experiences.
So be more active in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And ask open-ended questions
Oh, yeah, I like that.
that encourage people to share more than just a one-word answer.
So really get people talking.
Yeah, and then really listen to their responses.
Okay, so really be present in the conversation.
Exactly.
Don't just scroll mindlessly.
Right. It's about moving beyond those surface-level interactions.
Yeah, make it a real back and forth.
Absolutely. And there's research that shows
Okay.
that when people feel supported online,
Yeah,
they experience less stress.
that makes sense.
It's published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships.
Okay,
So it's backed by science.
cool. So what else can we do?
Well, another tip is to be consistent.
Consistent. Okay.
It's like with any friendship.
Yeah,
Regular interaction is important.
right.
So, participate in online communities that you enjoy.
Okay.
Schedule regular video calls with your online friends. Maybe even have virtual game nights or watch parties.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's about creating those shared experiences.
Right, because those shared experiences
Yeah,
really do help to strengthen bonds.
they really do.
I have to say,
Yeah.
I have had some of the most profound conversations
Really?
during online game nights.
Wow.
It's funny because
Yeah.
you're in the middle of this
Right.
chaotic game
Yeah.
and somehow these deep conversations just emerge.
It's amazing how that happens.
It really is. So is there anything else we can do?
Well, one more tip I have
Okay.
is to set intentions for your online interactions.
Set intentions. Okay.
So if you want to build a closer connection with someone online,
Yeah.
be proactive about it.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, you could suggest a one-on-one video call,
Okay.
or you could create a dedicated virtual space
Yeah.
just for the two of you to connect.
Like a private group chat or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there are tons of digital tools that can help with this. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Zoom, Discord, Reddit, Facebook groups.
Yeah, so many options.
And if you're looking for more guidance,
Yeah.
there's some really great resources out there,
Okay.
like digital wellness blogs
Yeah.
and TED Talks
Oh, yeah, TED Talks are great.
and websites like Very Well Mind.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
They offer a lot of advice on building connections.
It's funny because I've definitely experienced this myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've made some really good friends
Wow.
through online writing communities.
That's awesome.
People I've never met in person,
Yeah.
but I feel like I can trust them completely.
That's amazing.
And they've been so supportive.
It's a testament to the power of online connections.
It really is. What about you?
Oh, yeah. I've had similar experiences.
Really?
Yeah. I'm part of a few online communities
Okay.
that are centered around
Yeah.
kind of niche hobbies.
Okay.
And some of those initial online interactions
Yeah.
have blossomed into real friendships.
I love that. And what I find really interesting is how vulnerability
Oh, yeah?
can actually foster connection online.
It's like when you share something personal
Right.
and someone really gets it,
Absolutely.
it creates this feeling of shared humanity.
Yeah, and it deepens the connection.
Totally. And it makes you feel less alone.
For sure.
And, this actually aligns with Brené Brown's research
Oh, yeah. Brené Brown.
on vulnerability and building relationships.
She's amazing.
She is. And it's so true that vulnerability
Yeah,
is essential for building authentic connections,
absolutely.
whether it's online or offline.
That's right.
And, I've also seen this in online support groups.
Oh, yeah.
They can become these incredibly tight-knit communities
Right.
where people feel seen and understood.
Absolutely.
And they can offer support that people might not find in their everyday lives.
It's so important.
And there are so many examples of this.
Yeah, like we see thriving virtual communities
Yeah.
on all sorts of platforms.
And if you think about it,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what Robert Putnam talked about in his book, Bowling Alone.
Oh, yeah, I've read that.
He was focused on the decline of in-person social interaction.
Right.
But these online communities are like a new way
Yeah.
for people to connect.
Absolutely. It's like an evolution of social connection.
Exactly. And the Harvard Business Review has also done research
Oh, wow.
on how these digital communication trends
Yeah.
are changing the way we form relationships.
It's fascinating stuff.
It really is. And you know what? I
Yeah.
think we should take a quick break
Oh, it sounds good.
and hear from our listeners.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say.
So if you've ever had a digital friendship
Yeah.
that turned into something real and meaningful,
Oh,
we
yeah.
would love to hear your story.
Absolutely.
So share it with us in the comments below.
Yeah.
Or on social media
Yeah.
using the hashtag Digital Sleepover Friendship.
Love it.
We are so excited to read your stories.
I can't wait.
Okay, so back to our deep dive.
All right.
We've talked about a lot today,
We have
like the rise of virtual friendships
Yeah.
and their benefits and challenges.
Yeah, to nurture them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the main takeaway here?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember
Yeah.
is that genuine connections can absolutely be made online.
Yeah. That's so important.
It just takes effort and intention.
Like any relationship,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have to put in the work.
And be willing to go beyond those surface level interactions.
Right. Like it's not just about scrolling through your feed.
No,
It's about actively participating
absolutely.
and being present in your online interactions.
That's right.
And making an effort to foster those deeper bonds.
And when you do that,
Yeah.
these virtual connections can really enrich your life.
I completely agree.
They can provide support and community
Yeah.
and real friendship.
And you know what? It's
Yeah.
just so amazing to me
Yeah,
that we can find these connections
I know.
even when we're physically separated.
It's really incredible.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of virtual friendships,
Yeah.
we just want to say thank you
Yes, thank you.
for hanging out with us here at Digital Sleepover.
It's been a blast.
And if you enjoyed this conversation,
Yeah.
please hit that subscribe button.
So you don't miss our next deep dive.
Exactly. And don't forget to check out our past episodes.
We got a ton of great content.
And most importantly,
Yes.
join our community
Let's keep the conversation going.
and explore the world of human connection together.
I love it.
And before we go,
Yeah.
here's a final thought for you
Okay.
to ponder as you head off on your next digital adventure.
Right?
How can you use the digital tools you have
Yeah.
to not only build new online friendships,
Okay.
but also to enrich the relationships you already have,
Right.
both online and offline?
That's a great question.
Until our next digital sleepover,
Yeah.
stay connected, stay curious,
Yes.
and take good care.
See you next time.